Imagine snapping a simple photo of a motorcycle and without lifting another finger, turning it into a clean, professional, rotating product image, ready for your e-commerce store. There's no complicated editing, no manual processing. It's just about uploading and letting the automation do the rest. So I saw this video a few days ago, I guess, of something similar where the author of the video, the creator, uploaded this picture of perfume. And I thought it was a pretty cool automation. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build this powerful workflow using a few smart tools. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to turn raw images into stunning, interactive product visuals and do it automatically. So whether you're a store owner, a marketer, or just someone that is tired of spending hours editing images and videos manually, the system will save you time, make your listings look 10x better, and help you sell more on autopilot. So just to be clear, I haven't created anything here. I have an idea of the tools that I want to use, which I'll mention here in a second, but I haven't built anything yet. So this will be a walkthrough as I go through and create this from scratch, along with the trial and error and the things that I will need to solve as I build this automation. Just to give you a quick idea, what I'm planning on doing is, number one, I'll use n8n right here, which obviously you can see right here, to allow the user to enter information, or rather to enter or to upload the photo, which I've taken on my phone, so I'll show you that in a second. Then what the system will do is, number one, it will create a professional image of this. So the image will not have anything in the background. It will not have anything that's not part of the motorcycle image that I want to work with. Then, based on the professional image, we use a tool that will convert the image into a video. It will also add some information about how the video should look. And what I'm thinking is that it should be a sort of rotating video. So like a 3D rotating sort of video. And then essentially we upload this to Google Drive so that the original user here that would have entered or uploaded the photo gets an email with a link to the video and potentially to the updated image as well. So it would be cool to see the image, to see the video. What we could do is also include the original image as well. So not just the new image right here, but also the original image as well. So the way I'm seeing it, we'll have these three key items that are delivered to the user there. So that's pretty much the plan that I have in mind. So let's see what actually happens. So over here, the way I'm going to start this is with an n8n form, and I'll use this trigger on n8n form submission. And what I want here is to add an option, which first of all, I'm going to remove the n8n attribution. I'm going to allow the user to, let's see where that is, to upload a file. So let's add a form element first of all. Yeah, and this is the one. So this should be the image. Let's put whatever, all right, let's leave this empty. So JPEG, PNG, great. Just to keep it super simple, let's add a form, which is what's your email? Yeah, let's have an email and let's collect the email, the name and the email as well. So both that is required. What's your email? So this will be the email, which is also required. For the file, it's one file and it is required. So let's have the, what's your name? Let's have the image field, or rather let's have the name, have the email, and then we have the image. And then let's respond when the form is submitted, that's fine. We remove the n8n attribution. And for the button, let's say, let's create a video. So if I were to zoom out and save this, we have some sort of error here. Okay, let's call this image to video converter. And here I'm going to say, please upload an image so that we can turn this image into a professional looking video. Okay, and the way this looks is like so. Image to video converter, upload an image, great. What's your name, what's your email? And here we can choose an image file, great. So let me just upload my photo that I just took on my phone to my computer so we can keep going. Okay, so as you can see here, I have my first image and I have my second image. What I like, obviously, is that the motorcycle here and here are pretty much in the center of the image. But there's also a bunch of background stuff that I don't necessarily want to have showing. So this is why I'm going to go through the extra step of creating this as a professional image. So let's close that. Let's get some data into n8n. So if we go to our form here, I'm going to put in my name, I'm going to put in my email, and let's choose the image file right here. So let's pick one of those. And that's it, let's create a video. So form has been recorded, great, and here we got the workflow that was executed successfully. As you can see, we got the data into n8n. The first thing I'm going to do is just spin the data so that I don't have to keep resubmitting. And if I hit view, we can see that there is the black Yamaha R1 in that image right there. Now, let's first create the professional looking image based on this. And to do that, we're going to use OpenAI image, what's it called? Image generator 4. Generator API. For a second, I've forgotten the name of that. GPT. Yeah, I don't know. There's been so many new things happening in the world of AI that sometimes, yeah, here we go, generate image. So let's copy the curl, go here, let's just do an HTTP request. Let's call this the create pro image. I'm going to import the curl right here, paste that in there. And as you can see, this is giving me some sort of error here. And what I'm going to do is just delete the last part of this. And I believe that should make this work. Great. So here we need to choose the authentication, which I've already predefined. So I'll just choose my OpenAI credential. We can remove the header since that is authorized already. Here we need to ensure that we have the right model, which is GPT image 1, and we have the prompt. Now what I want actually is not this one, is the actual edit image rather than create an image from scratch. So let's go back here. And this is what I want. Yeah, I want to edit image. So I'll be able to pass along the original image and the prompt. So copy this, and I believe if I paste this in here, this still, yeah, gives an error right here, as you can see. So let's go to ChatGPT, and let's just say clean up this so it's a valid curl I can import into n8n. All right, let's do that. Here is the cleaned up version. All right, paste that in there, hit import. Again, let's choose the authentication. So choose OpenAI. Remove the header. Okay, we have the binary data, which is called image in our case. So, input data field name. I think that should be image right there. And here, let's just change this, create a photorealistic image of this motorcycle. Keeping all the important details in the picture. Let's try that out and see what we get right there. And quick note, if you want to see more of these types of videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss future ones. And also check out the link in the description for more information on how I can help you with your AI and automation builds. So let's just hit test step. This is waiting to execute, and here we got some error. So the operation expects the node's input data to contain a binary file image, but none was found. Okay, so it's some type of problem with this right here. Let's have a look here. And here we need to have image. Okay, and that should be the binary data. Base 64. Okay. Edit an image. Let's double check this test step. Okay. So potentially it should just be image, I guess, because we're not passing along more than one image. So let's just try that. Nope. Binary file image, but none was found. Okay, so the binary is there. The image equals bodylotion.png. So it's post authorization. Let's see here. Post, that's good. Send body, form data, n8n binary file, which is correct. So this we had this image. So maybe image 0. Nope. Okay, let me have a look at this. Okay, so over here, I just copied a note from another workflow that I know works correctly. So what I'm going to try is just hook that up to this, and let's see what we have different right here. So I have the credentials, which are the same. We have the endpoint post, which is the same. We have the form data, so that's good. And here we just have image and data. So there's no square brackets. And this should be called image. So I'm not sure if there's something weird happening right here with the image data. Yeah. For some reason, I'm still getting an error with this, even though I know this actually works. So, let's just try and have an intermediate step here. Let's just upload this to, let's just try uploading it to Google Drive, downloading it. So we get the binary data that I know works well. And then maybe try and fix the information that's coming in from here. So let's go to Drive, or not Pipe Drive though. Let's go to Google Drive. Let's go to upload file. Let's hook this up like so. And in my drive.google.com, let's just create a new folder. New folder, YouTube video, image to video. So here I just created this folder in my Google Drive. I'm going to select this, so my drive. This should be YouTube. Okay. And here, the input will be this image. So let's see if this actually works. File name, I mean, this can be test.png, whatever, test.jpg, I guess. And the input data field name should be this image. Okay, so is there a problem with the image itself? I guess that could be a problem. Revision. So maybe instead of directly uploading this, that's very weird. So this is binary, right? And we're trying to upload it to Google Drive. Yeah, I don't see an issue there. Okay, so this is pretty weird. So what I'm going to do is unpin that. Let's just test this one more time. Because for some reason, sometimes this kind of acts out if it is pinned data. So let's enter something here. Let's create video. Yeah, and as you can see, this is now working. So I think the issue was the actual pinned data right here. And yeah, this uploaded correctly to Google Drive. So let's just try and reconnect this, because in this case, we might not even need to go to Google Drive at this stage. So here, I'm just going to use the image right there. And image should be fine right there. And here, the prompt will be take this image and recreate it in a professional format, keeping all the important details of the motorcycle intact. All right, let's test the workflow. And put in a name, put in an email, and choose the image. Hit let's create video. And as you can see now, this is working as expected. Okay, so for some reason, the binary data that is pinned right here cannot really be used or reused once again right there, which is fine. We'll just submit that a couple of times or each time we run this. So once we get this image, we'll check it out. And then what we want to do probably is upload it to Google Drive. So we'll be able to have the first draft or the professional image right there. And then we will use Runway in order to turn the image into a video. So over here, I haven't really used this, at least the API version at all. So I'm also curious how this actually works. So we'll make anything anywhere with the Runway API. Okay, fine. Let's sign in. Okay, cool. Continue. Create your organization. So again, this is what you see if you're creating this for the first time. Let's grab a new API key. Call this YouTube test. Create. Copy this. Okay. Now let's go to docs as well. Here, what we're looking for is something that is, I guess, image to video. So Runway, okay, billing, auto billing, content, input, output. API reference, create or delete task, okay, get task detail, Runway API, image to text, image to video, I should say. Generate a video from an image, great. We have the endpoint right there. We have the curl right here. So here we'll need the prompt image. So I guess we could use the one from Google Drive here. Seed, model, prompt text, duration, ratio. We have the content type, authorization, bearer, and we have the Runway version. And then we get an ID as a result. So here I'm guessing we will need to pull this in order to check whether that video would be ready. Get task details. Okay, so then we get pending if it's not ready. And I guess we'll then see what we get if it is ready. So yeah, let me just copy this. And let's see if OpenAI has created that. So here, as you can see, we get this in base64. So what we need to do before uploading it to binary is convert that to file. So move base64 string to a file. The output of that will be this data.data0.b64$JSON_JSON. So we'll have to reference that as well here. And here with show data, this will be the string that we will drag right there. So pin that. Let's, in this case, pin this as well. And let's run the base64 to binary conversion. And as you can see, now we get the full image just like that. So maybe one thing we can specify in the prompt is say just include the motorcycle in the image, nothing else. Just include the motorcycle in the image, nothing else. So that would give us a better output next time. Okay, let's now connect this to Google Drive. And over here, what I'm going to connect or what I'm going to upload is the data. Let's call this the original professional picture.jpg or .png, I guess in this case, since this is the output right there. And let's just hit test step. Okay, in the conversion we can pin, and this we can pin as well once we have this right here. So here we should get that right there. Great. All right, so now we can work with Runway. So let's make another HTTP request, import curl. I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to hit import. We get the Runway endpoint, great. We get the headers where we're going to insert the API key. So I'll just copy paste that. Runway version, great. We get the JSON prompt image. So for the prompt image, what I want is to grab the web, I believe it's web content link. I think I might need to change the permissions here for that. So what I'm going to do, let's add a Google Drive and let's see if this will actually work. Let's do a share a file. And here, I'm just going to choose by ID. So I'll be able to pull the ID of that rider. And then for permissions, I want to have a writer, I want to have anyone, and I want to allow file discovery. So now if I hit that step, this should make that available for anyone to access. So if I go back here and look at the web content link, I open it up in incognito, this should download the image directly to my computer. Great. That's how I know that this image is accessible to anyone, and it should now be accessible to Runway. So here, if we go back here for the prompt image, let's go to the web content link, drag and drop that. Let's leave the seed as is. We'll leave the model as is. For the prompt, let's just say, I don't know how this will actually work, I guess, but let's just say, turn this into a rotating motorcycle image. Yeah, let's just hit that step and see what we get. So here we got a problem. You don't have enough credits to run this task, yeah, which makes sense, I guess. So let's go back here. Let's go to usage. And I guess I need to insert my details here, and I need to, yeah, put some funds into this. So let me just pause this and add some funds to Runway. Okay, so just purchased 1,000 credits on Runway. So let's go back here and let's try running this once more. Okay, so we got that ID right here. So I think this was successful. And I don't know if you can see actually this stuff that's happening like in real time, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so let's see if we can pull this. An example of a pending task. Get task details, great. So let's just copy this curl. Let's go back to n8n right here. So this is Runway create task. And now let's add another HTTP, which we'll call Runway check task status. I'll import the curl. I'll insert the same bearer token there. And I guess what I need to include is the ID, yeah, right here. So I'll just grab that, switch to expression, and grab the ID from the previous run. So if I hit that step now, let's see what we get right here. Okay, so the status is succeeded. Great. So here, I mean, this is the best case scenario, I guess. In other cases, as we saw, it might not be succeeded, but it might be pending. So just for future reference, create image, let's call this create runway video from image. So I'll just save that. And here what I'm going to do is have an if. So in the future, if status is succeeded, that is great, right? We just want to keep going. But if not, we will want to wait and then try again after a few seconds. So I'll just add a wait. Let's add 5 seconds there, and then we'll check that again. In our case, this is succeeded. So if we test the step, it should go down the true path, which it has right there. So I'll just pin this, I'll pin this, and I'll pin that. So now we are under the true branch. And here I get an output, which is just the, if that's the actual video immediately, which I'm assuming it might be. Okay, great. So this is great. Okay, it's working very slowly though. So what I don't like is that there's a very, very small rotation, I guess. So what I want is, let's say, a full 180 rotation when we're generating the whole rotation, I guess. And what I'm also going to do here is just set the variable called video output just by dragging that right there. So I'll have the video URL listed there. I guess what I also want to have here, in addition to the video output, is the new image output as well, which is this string that, or the Google document, the Google web view link or content link that we got right there. And now thinking about it, do I want to keep it on this cloudfront.net? Probably not, right? So what I might want is to actually download that and then upload it to Google Drive as well. So let's also add that. So here I'm going to have an HTTP request. I'm going to, let's unlink this for now. So let's say here, download video. So this will be getting that video. Output is that. Let's run this. So we should get some binary data. And then we'll upload that directly to Google Drive, to the same folder where we uploaded the original image. So this, okay, I think this, yeah, recreated that here once more. So what I will also do here, when it comes to the prompt here, I want to say, ensure that there is at least 180 degrees rotation in the output. Okay, save that. As you can see, this is now going down the waiting route, because for 6 times, the checking of the task, yeah, resulted in running. As you can see, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then on the 7th time, it was succeeded. So that is when it went down the download video route. So let's just pin that, and let's pin that, and here we should get some binary. Great. So if we view this, yeah, we get the video, which also means that we can also now upload this to Google Drive and get the share link as well. So let's copy those. Let's connect those. Let's unpin and unpin. And here I'm just going to insert that data. So this should be the same. The only thing that's different here is that it should be an MP4. So let's just flip that to expression. Let's drag the, can we drag the file name there? No. The JSON, we don't get that. No, we don't. Let's just call this new video output dot, I believe it is MP4, .mp4, yeah, which it is right here. So this matches the extension right there. Same folder as before. And if we pin this, we should be able to test this step, and then the step after it, to ensure that we make that shareable. So then we'll be able to send that as an email link to the person that filled in the original form. So let's go back here. Let's get out of that. And in a second, this should upload the newly created video to the same folder. So this is, okay, that's weird. Why is this converting? So for some reason it's going through the process once more. I guess since that is pinned, let me just try that once more. Test workflow. Okay, so here we got some error. Let's see. Downloaded video. Okay, let's unpin that. Let's hit test workflow once more. Okay, and this is now succeeded. So as you can see, the ability to pin data is very useful. In some cases, it could also, though, work against you, in the sense that you need to unpin some data in order to actually test the whole scenario. So here, this is still processing. If I hit download, let's see if that plays well on my computer. And like that, we'll know that this is actually working well, which is great. Okay, sweet. So let's go back here. Share file should also be good. So if we go to web content link, and I open that up in incognito, this should ask me to download the file. Okay, so that's good as well. So finally, let's just connect that. We have the new image output, which is the image from before, which should be correct right there. For the video output, let's grab the web content link. And I think that's pretty much all we need in terms of creating an email. So then we'll go to Gmail, we create an email, or we send a message. 2 will be the original person, which for some reason doesn't feature yet. So here we might need to go all the way back here. Let's see if we can grab this. Yeah, what's your email? Okay, let's also grab the name of the person. Okay, great. So let's pin everything before this. Let's hit test this step. And over here, we should get some data here that allows us to work with that. Great. What I'm going to do is just change the output here so that I'll have some valid data to work with. So instead of KE, I'll have a name. I'll have my email there. Hit save. And now if I go to my Gmail, I should be able to have all the information I need here. So what's the email? The subject will be, or let's go here with, that's very annoying. Email type. Can I just check? Text, okay. And here I'm just going to say first name, your video's ready. For the message, I'm just going to say, hey, first name, your video is ready. You can find the newly generated image here, colon, and your generated video here, colon. Hope you enjoy. And here, for the newly generated image, let's drag that. For the generated video, let's drag that. And that's pretty much it. So we save this. I'm going to unpin everything that I have pinned. And what I want to do is just test this with the other picture that I had, which was the black R1 motorcycle. So here we're working with the red Ducati. Yep. So let's just work with the black R1. Tidy the workflow. Let's hit test workflow. I'm going to choose my file, which I believe is, let me see. Yep, it's that one. So this is the black R1. Put in my name, put in my email. I'm just going to test this from start to finish. So this will run here. It will create a professional image. It will, in a second, upload it to the same folder. So let me just delete those two. So we can see what this does. So it should create the professional looking image. It should then convert it to binary, upload it to Google Drive, create the new video, check for the status of it, download it, upload it to Google Drive, and then send the final email. Okay, so the image has been created and uploaded. So let's just refresh. Look at the original professional picture. Okay, great. So it did remove all the extra stuff that I had in the background, which is great. And now this is waiting for the video to be completed. Okay, so that's completed. We should have the video uploaded to Google Drive, and we should also have an email telling us that this is actually completed. So we got the new video output, which we got right there. Yep, with that slight rotation, which can be updated, I guess. And yep, and let's see if we got the email right there. So here I got, hey Kevin, your video is ready. You can find the new generated image here. So there should be a link directed to the image, which is downloaded, great. And we get the video as well. Okay, sweet. So the only thing I would change, I guess, is the rotation of that image. It didn't really fully comply with the 180-degree shift in the image, but I think that is all with the prompt that you give to Runway as well. And as I said, this is the first time that I'm using Runway, so there's definitely some things I can learn with how to make that prompted better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future ones. And in the meantime, check out the link in the description for blueprints, for more ways how I can help you. And let me know what you think about this video and how you'll use it in your own specific situations. I'll speak to you soon.